Hi, welcome to AmalgamNation presents World of Warcraft, Magecraft edition. Mages, most common of arcanists, are found all over Azeroth. They focus on magic that creates and changes things, most often with the purpose of damaging their enemies and boosting the power of their allies. Such beings can obtain a familiar, which is a normal animal that gains new powers and becomes a magical beast when summoned to service by a mage, while others choose to become focused mages. Mages also understand the workings of arcane energy so well they can counter most magic with great effectiveness. An adept mage who has dedication to and a natural predilection for one of the schools of specialization becomes more entrenched. At this point, mages choose either evocation or transmutation as a preferred school and cast spells from their chosen school. The mages of the Kirin Tor first mastered the art of casting spells using the elements of ice and fire. Mages are also known for being able to summon elementals, usually water elementals, but can also summon air, earth and fire elementals. The greatest mortal mage ever to live is the Naga Queen Azshara, who still lives. In fact, she may no longer be mortal. The first known mages on Azeroth were elves. They existed before the breaking of the Well of Eternity and the exile of the High Elves, who lived on the shores of the Well of Eternity and wielded its tremendous magic powers. Mage origins. Early Kaldorei civilization was defined by direct manipulation of magic drawn from the Well of Eternity to create and sustain their society. The constant use of the well attracted the attention of Ser Gerrus and the Burning Legion. Their coming resulted in a massive war known as the War of the Ancients. The war had grave consequences, for even though the combined might of Azeroth's mortal races were victorious, the continent of Kalimdor was shattered, and a swirling, raging miasma of sea storms flowed into the vacant area where the Well of Eternity used to reside. This great sundering caused the well's waters to dissipate into the atmosphere and spread magic all over the world. This event convinced the majority of Night Elves to reject arcane magic and embrace Malfurion's Stormrage's call for druidism. Many of the Highborn refused this lifestyle and went into self-imposed exile to Lordaeron, where they eventually founded their kingdom of Quel'Thalas and became the High Elves. When their kingdom came under siege by the trolls of Zuluman, the High Elves agreed to teach 100 humans the art of magic in exchange for military aid from Arthur. From these two races, the arcane arts have spread to various races all over Azeroth. Although masters of their art, the Conquerors of Azeroth who fell during the First War were unprepared for the rigours of warfare. A new breed of mages, once students of the Conquerors, were determined to avoid a similar fate. This new order of mages was forced to discover untapped magical forces to command in their war against the ruthless orcs, dedicating themselves to the command of more aggressive and destructive magic at full disposal. Whether in their sanctum at the Violet Citadel in Dalaran or on the many battlefields of Lordaeron, the Kirin Tor are resolute in their efforts to defend the people. The most powerful mages of the Eastern Kingdoms were perhaps the Archmagi of Dalaran. The city was transported to Northrend when the mages believed they were in danger. It now hovers in the skies over Crystalsong Forest. The Kirin Tor are quick to recognize fellow mages as allies, but outsiders must prove themselves. Mage gear. Mages can use wands, daggers, one-handed swords, staves. Wands go in the range slot and will continue to shoot once manually started, and do not require any form of ammunition. A mage can only wear cloth armour. With the Mists of Pandaria expansion, wands are equipped as a main hand weapon and would be used interchangeably with any other main hand weapon. Spell types. Arcane spells include single target damage spells and utility. Arcane spells allow mages to remove curses, provide crowd control, absorb damage, teleport themselves or others to major capital cities, slowfall, counterspell, buff players' intellect stat, save mana for later use in the form of mana gems, conjure food and water for himself or others, and provide many other conveniences. Fire spells are primarily damage-dealing spells, including direct single-target damage and area of effect damage. Many fire spells include damage over time effects. Frost spells are primarily single target and area of effect damage dealing spells, but with more emphasis on chilling effects. Nearly every frost spell has a chill or freeze effect that fully or partially immobilizes an enemy. This includes freezing it in place or slowing its movement speed, called a snare. Frost specialized mages can further improve the chilling effects and increase frost damage output to respectable levels. Frost spells help the mage use kiting as a combat tactic. Endgame expectations for mages. In a group or raid environment, mages are usually tasked with range DPS, area of effect, counterspell, spell steal, crowd control, and finally provide food. The endgame mage also acts as a utility class, providing drink, food, buffs, and portals. It is expected that mages provide their party or raid with food and drink for free. PvP-wise, mages are considered glass cannons, a design philosophy which gives mages generous burst damage at the cost of generally low health and armor values. They are one of the classes with the potential for dealing out the greatest amount of damage in the shortest amount of time. In group PvP, mages will stay back and focus on crowd control with polymorph and pick off targets from range. Depending on the battleground and the situation, mages typically area of effect to prevent node captures or nuke flag carriers as fast as possible. In solo PvP, a skilled frost mage is a formidable opponent. Fire mostly consists of stuns and max damage output, but with the cost of time and mana. Arcane consists of medium damage output at a low cost of mana and time. Arcane is most useful in battlegrounds if you freeze your opponent first. When an enemy approaches or is attacking you, use freeze, then blink away and attack. On average, your freeze ability gives you about 5 seconds or more to attack. Some notable mages are Ronan, Kel'Thas Sunstrider, Modera, Khadgar, Medivh, Queen Azshara, Jaina Proudmoore, Antonidas, and Illidan Stormrage. As always, remember, play to game and game to play. Sorry about adding this little message after I've officially ended the vid, but I'll officially end the vid again after I've said what I have to say. The other day, I had 24 subscribers, and now I have 91. In fact, on Sunday, it's now officially Wednesday today at the time of recording this. On Sunday, I had 45 subscribers, and as I said, I'm now up to 91 subscribers, so this means a lot to me. But it would mean even more to me if we could be more than subscribers, if we could be a community, rather than it just being me putting out vids that you may or may not watch, or may not be interested in. I'd like us to interact with each other in some form or other, whether it be through the comments. There's links to my Facebook and an official Facebook page for this channel and a magazine that I'm starting, all in the About section of my channel. So if you go there, you can actually contact me if you message me at any stage about anything at all, as long as it's relevant and not harassment. I will respond in a form or another. If I can respond at the time, I will respond straight away. I may very well ask who you are, but you just have to say you're one of my subscribers and you'd like to talk. I'll be there. I'd like to get your input about how things are run and things that you think could be better, how I could improve them. But I don't want any messages about improvements to be put into the comments, because that can be quite upsetting to me, to be honest, and it could put people off coming to the channel if they see comments that could be construed as negative. But you're still welcome to make them if you want, but I would prefer that negative comments stayed away from my channel, because it affects both you and me. This is the end of this vid again, so as always, remember, play the game and game to play.